Hi everyone, I'm Vinny Smith and I'm the Chief Executive of the Meningitis Research Foundation, and I'm recording this video to celebrate World Meningitis Day 2021. The reason that this day matters to me, and it matters to our supporters, and it matters to the families and the people that we talk to week in, week out, year in, year out, and on a daily basis, is the reason that they simply say to us is, please help make sure that no one has to go through what we have. And that's something that matters to me on a daily basis as I do my job, I work with my team, and it's something that drives the work of the Meningitis Research Foundation and the Confederation of Meningitis Organisations and its members every single day of the year. The reason it matters and the reason I care deeply about the work that we do is because meningitis is a global health issue. It's at the top table of global health issues when we know that it is either the second or the third biggest infectious killer, along with neonatal sepsis, of children under 5 globally. That means that everybody, every country, every nation in the world should pay attention to a devastating disease that stops people's lives in their tracks, stops their families, stops communities, and it does it in the most alarming way. It acts at speed. People's lives are not the same from one 24 hours to the next. That's why we're incredibly impatient, really, for the change that we want to see in the world. We want things to happen fast. We want them to be taken seriously, and we want to make sure that people's experience of the disease is heard by people who can make decisions that affect their lives. And that's why we use Meningitis Day, World Meningitis Day, every single year. And this year, above all years, we have a massive opportunity because in November last year, the World Health Assembly agreed the world's first ever global roadmap to defeat meningitis, so that by 2030 there'll be far, far fewer cases and hopefully far, far fewer deaths than we see from meningitis today. And there'll be support and care for people who've had meningitis and survived and had it impacted their lives. It's the first time the world's ever come together to make that happen. So we're really, really passionate about making this happen at MRF. So what we've done to help that come about is we led the calls for the creation of the roadmap. Thankfully, the World Health Organization invited us to be on the core technical task force that created the roadmap, and we've just been re-invited to be on the technical task force for the implementation of that plan for the next decade. So we're right at the heart of that process, representing the voices and the calls of the families that are affected by this dreadful disease. So we're embedded in that process. On top of that, we've created the world's easiest to use single data source for modeled estimates of meningitis, cases and deaths and impact on people's lives in one place, using the world's leading data sources to put that in one place for the first time, so that any country, any person in any country of the world can come and use our website and find out how many cases there are, how many deaths there have been, what the impact on disability has been for their country over the last few years, and also find out what vaccine programs are in place, and also find out links to local organisations in the COMO network and beyond that are advocating for meningitis. So it's a really easy to use source. So we're very passionate about that. And we're also helping bring together the world's leading research and experts in genomics to help create a global meningitis genome partnership, so that we can track the spread and the evolution of the disease around the world and use that to influence decisions and policies for vaccines, for healthcare systems, and for processes. And the last thing that we're doing, that we've done for 30 years and will continue to do forever, for as long as it's needed, is make sure that we're there 24 hours a day, 365 days a year on our website with valuable information for people looking for signs and symptoms, to know how to keep their loved ones safe, to know how and when to go and seek help and care locally. And we'll also have a support service, including a helpline, but also an online chat function for people to come directly to us to ask the questions that they need to. So we're here at both the global level, but right down to the individual level too. And that really, really matters. So on this World Meningitis Day 2021, the 24th of April, what we would like to ask you to do is to take action. It's time to take action for meningitis. And if I have one ask, it is that you use this opportunity to raise awareness of meningitis as a national and a global health issue. It needs to be known of and seen at the top table of global health issues. And it also needs to be, importantly, seen as a national health issue. And I'd like you to get in touch with your local health policymakers, but also just do whatever you can to raise awareness of the disease, whether that's on social media or in holding an event or in giving talks or presentations, even if that's remotely via Zoom, via meetings. Do whatever you can to raise awareness. Spread the message. There is a plan to defeat meningitis by 2030, and everyone can be part of that plan. Thank you very much for listening, and hopefully I'll be in touch with lots of you soon.